What's up, fam? Me, you, and Maxi Baby are going to come over here and look at something quite important. Now, we've had a look at this bulletin board before, but we're going to have a look again because there's something that is very relevant to this episode. Not that one and not the one before that, but a guardian of the lake, you say? We read about this earlier, but let's jog our memories. The lake guardian is at Dragon's Eye Lake. The Digimon-like creature was called by someone. Called? Can this guardian make wishes come true? Well, I think we've got a date with this guardian. We're going to go and find out what's going on. Let's go. Now, we have just made a fantastic plan of going to visit the Lake Guardian, right? But obviously, as with everything that Jack does in his omnipotent planning and knowledge and wisdom, Jack forgot that the Guardian doesn't actually arrive at this point in time. So although we haven't went there and figured that out, I realised beforehand we have to pass some time before the Guardian actually appears. So let's do a bit of quick grinding to pass a few hours. We actually don't have to wait that long. So we're going to just stick Max quickly in the Waterfall of Dreams and talk to you guys a bit about some of the stuff that we're going to be getting up to with the Guardian. So in general, what happens is when the yellow dot just hits the red evening part of the clock, which is just a few hours ahead of us, we should be coming up on when our friend appears. Now, the game is quite pernickety. Sometimes I've been there around that time and it doesn't work, but obviously it is set on a rota, so he will appear at that time. You just have to remember what time it is and show up on time, basically, and hope that nothing else gets in the way around then, like needing to go to sleep, needing to go to the bathroom and things like that. Now, I am pretty sure that Max does actually need to go to sleep round about the time that we need to be there, so we don't want to mess that up too much. We are going to go and visit Centauromon, which will pass an hour, but I think we should also do a bit... actually, yeah, let's have a quick check, sorry. We'll do one more spot of training in the waterfall, and that should be us like on track to be appearing on time. So with that, we will go down and talk to Centauromon and rest Max up, because one of the key things that we're going to be focusing on the next few episodes is our journey towards Phoenixmon, right? Now, discipline is a massive part of this, because I think that we're going to be able to land Phoenixmon, and, you know, touch wood, I don't know if this will work, but I think it will. We're going to try and basically get Phoenixmon around the stat Digivolution conditions. So, although we threw up a bunch of stats on last... Just check real quick. In the last episode, we threw up a bunch of stats for you guys on when Phoenixmon would sort of digivolve from Birdramon. Now, a lot of you guys were saying down in the comments, how are you planning on hitting the 4K HP and MP and then your speed and your brains? That's going to take quite a lot of grinding, and you guys are right. But I think what we can also do is try and hit other important conditions, such as weight, such as happiness and discipline and battles and techniques and all of these things, and we'll see how we go on. You guys, you might not believe me right now, but you'll see exactly what I mean when the time comes. I think we will be able to digivolve Birdramon into Phoenixmon with around 2.5k HP and MP, and even less brains and speed. So if we can manage that, that would be excellent, obviously. But as always, Digimon World tends to throw curveballs fucking all directions, so we will just try our best and see how we get on with that when the time comes. But for now, we've obviously got a dinner date with this fool. We have 3 Digimushroom spawns in a row here, so we're going to nab these, because you can never have too many veggies, right? Am I right, Max? Oh wait, we starved you in the last episode, didn't we? Dude, that's awkward. Alright, so down here we have a bunch of Gaburimon / Goblimon, whatever you like to call them. We haven't actually been to this part of the map yet, but there is one in a minute who's going to run out from the left, and he is always psychotic, so we're going to... Making me look like an amateur here, guys. We're going to dodge past these fools and head on... Jesus! How many is there? Alright, okay, so we're going to end up kicking this solo guy's ass real quick. I hope this doesn't fuck with my timetable, because if it does, I'm going to be super upset. Let's quickly finish this guy off, and hopefully we can nip into the next area and be on track. Let's have a quick peek if this guy's messed us up or not. A surprisingly broad amount of stats for fighting that guy. Let's check. Alright, with a bit of luck, our friend should still be here. You guys have never seen this part of the map before, but I actually really like Dragon's Eye Lake. It's extremely nice. This kind of little fishing sort of area. Now, we haven't actually looked at fishing before, but what you can actually do is plant a bunch of materials on your fishing rod, and depending on when you push X, you'll cast out your line. Now, we only have the old rod, which we picked up at the end of the last episode. Hello. We're going to talk about that massive ass crocodilio shadow in a second, but depending on what you put on your line, you can catch different types of fish, and depending on how good your rod is, you can throw it further. I think your line will break less often and things like that. These are all factors that you guys are going to see in just a minute. Don't bite. Excellent. So this massive shadow that is substantially bigger than all the other fish is who we are here to find. Now, you're going to find out who that is in a minute. Hopefully, if we catch him, we're going to try and get him to take our bait first. He is enjoying the bait, but it's a 1 in 3 chance that he actually nibbles on your line when he passes. So I don't know if I talked about this, but we met Beemon earlier in the series, right? Just a few episodes ago. Was that last episode? I can't remember. But Beemon can mess up speedrunners a lot, but this guy fucks up speedrunners even more, because when he passes, it's still only a 1 in 3 chance that he nibbles. Now, I'm actually just going to tweak the line a tiny bit and try and get this a little more onto his trajectory, and hopefully he will take our bait in passing, because we really want to catch this guy without burning too much time. And plus, I don't want him to piss off and go somewhere away and us to miss our window. That is a shit throw. Let's try and get back before he comes around in his cycle. That's a little better. So this is only just a matter of time. Sometimes he will go for it first time, sometimes he won't go for it at all. So we're actually going to adjust it once more. I don't know if that's on target, but we're going to leave it there. Normally I aim for that tiny little small pipe that you guys can see sticking out of the water. We're just going to hope for the best and see if this works out somewhat. Okay. Right, so there's like a mini game going on here that I'll talk about quite quickly, because that didn't work that time. Too fast, but I still got my bait. So what happens here is the fish normally swims away and is gone forever, but because this guy is a special guy, he's going to come back around, so it's not too big a deal. What can happen sometimes there is the fish will bob the little thing under. Can we get it twice in a row? That would be sick. No. The fish will pull the little bobble under, and when that happens, you have to push X. Now, sometimes it will catch the fish on the line and you enter a fishing game in which you try and reel in the fish. Sometimes you're too fast or you're too slow, and the fish can swim away because it's too scared. You son of a bitch. At least during that time, we kept our bait. Sometimes the fish can steal your bait, and if you're fishing with a particularly important piece of bait, like a sirloin or something that you actually don't want to lose, that can be quite annoying when that disappears. So, with a bit more luck, we can actually hook this guy. Too fast again. God damn it, I hate you. So, third time lucky? Third time lucky? Okay, never mind. So, we could talk about, I guess, other fish while we're waiting on this guy to fucking behave himself. There are actually small fish, and then, like, you've kind of seen the idea next order. It's the same kind of type of fish, maybe not as broad an amount, but there are different types and sizes of fish. You start off with the little digichovies, and you can work your way up to the big massive fish, which are quite difficult to catch. Not difficult, but you have to put a bit of time into getting those guys. You can actually sell those for a lot of money because they're worth quite a lot, and some of them actually have special bonuses, such as including life expectancy and things like that. Now, we are not going to waste too much time fishing just now. We might come back to it later on, because I don't know, I'm kind of in the middle about fishing. Times like this makes me want to get like stab myself, but other times it can actually be quite fun if you're catching a lot of the smaller ones. Come on, you bastard. Too fast, but I still got my bait. God damn it. I swear, guys, if I was to leave that for too long, I swear he would take the bait and run away. We're just going to have to keep giving this a go. What we'll do is the next time he comes, we'll give it like a count to like 2 or something, and then try and see if that works. You guys can let me know down in the comments whether you enjoy fishing in this game or whether it makes you want to pull your hair out. Come on. Okay, never mind. So yeah, this guy's a speedrunner's nightmare. Sometimes he can behave himself, sometimes he's a massive dick. I have seen people lose fantastic speedruns, going for world records and whatnot, and then this guy comes along and completely shits on the run. And it's for things like this, when he just decides that either he doesn't want to take the rod, or he just bites and then fucks off before you even get a chance to hook him in. Now, even if he takes our bait, we might still not get him. There's still the added level of things that we have to do once he bites and takes the bait that we'll need to wrestle with. Hopefully you guys will see that pretty soon. Come on, you motherfucker. Too late, and they got my bait. See what I mean? Gave that a tiny second longer than normal, and he fucking steals the bait. So we're gonna cast this back out again. I think that's roughly where it needs to be. Depending, like, I've talked about the different baits that you can use, but really it doesn't matter for this particular guy. He will take any bait. Doesn't matter if we fish with sirloin or anything like that. Are you gonna? Is that close enough? Yep. All right. Okay. So that can actually trigger him. I think we'll actually cast out just a little bit further. I don't know if that's any different. What we will do, guys, is we will cut, to save you guys a bit of hassle sitting through all this. We're going to cut to when he takes the bait and jump back in as soon as... Never mind, we got the son of a bitch. Alright, sick. Let's go. We don't want to fuck this up. This is going to be a patience game. We're going to have to play this nice and smoothly. It's not too difficult, but you can fuck it up really easily, alright? So, basically what we're going to do is when the line goes red like this, please don't I don't know if I should be giving you guys tips on this kind of shit, because apparently I am a fucking amateur. Now, what you want to be doing in that scenario is... God damn, I can't believe that just happened. In that scenario, you want to be easing off when the line goes red, and then pulling him in when the line goes blue. If you let the fishing game go on long enough, generally the fish start to slow down, they get very tired, they let you pull them in a lot easier, and it is just a game of, like I said, patience. Now, I was a bit hasty there, but at the same time, as soon as he took a left turn, he just went straight off the side of the screen. That doesn't normally happen, that was just a bit of bad luck, and also a bit of bad play by me. Hopefully next time, we will have a bit more better luck. So, you motherfucker. I'm going to cut to when we get this guy on the line again, and hopefully we'll jump back to you guys ASAP. This time, hopefully, we have a bit more luck. Let's go. Nice and easy. We're going to let him ease off. Don't you fucking dare. So when it goes blue, we're going to start reeling in now. Give him a bit of time to relax a bit, because he's going to start going banzai. Going to tug him a little. Tug him. We're going to let him ease off. If he swims too far away, then he will actually detach the line as well, which can be a problem. Don't you dare, you little motherfucker. You come back. You come back here. So when it goes, we're just going to give it time. When it goes blue, give him a bit of tension, and hopefully this won't go on too long. Don't you dare. Alright. Blue, into yellow, into blue. Tap, tap, tap. Let it go back down again. We'll let him relax. We need them to start swimming further this way. Okay, our line's going to go brick red here, which is bad. No. Alright, boys, we back. This time, third time lucky. 4 fingers, but third time lucky. Hopefully we can make this happen. We're going to be even more patient than last time, and hopefully nail this bastard, alright? Because honestly, I'm starting to get a bit tired of fishing. Let's let him have as much slack as he needs. When it goes blue, we're going to reel him in and gently get him closer. He's a sneaky bastard. Let's relax a little bit here. Let him do whatever the fuck he's doing. The Cuban shuffle, by the looks of things. We're going to tap X a little bit. The reason that we don't want to leave him completely when he's messing about doing this is because he can actually go too far, and that can break the line if it goes out of range. So, although it's looking a bit nasty right now, hopefully he'll behave. We can get him a little bit here, pull him in a little bit, tire him out. When it goes down to blue, we'll do it again. Not tap too much, because we don't want to fucking break the line again. I'm just going to concentrate here real quick. When it goes like that, we can actually cover a lot of ground. Hopefully it'll go blue again and we can get another go. You see how much ground we're covering now that he's getting tired? If the line goes down to blue, we should be able to, one of these times, just drag him all the way back. And hopefully we'll get him. So, just like that. Ease off a little bit. Ease off a little bit more. Get him to come closer. He's going red there, so we just give him as much time as he needs. On the blue, we bring him in a little bit. And all the way into the bank. Fuck you. Oh, I mean, you're big. Hi. So, this is the Lake Guardian. This is who we were struggling our balls off to get. What? Oh no, it's the Lake Guardian. Is he hostile? Let's find out. It's obviously a Seadramon, by the way. Ah yes, I'm Seadramon. Yeah, you're a fucking pain in my arse is what you are. So, you are the one who's been fishing so much, so be it. Any requests? And with that, I guess like a genie in a bottle, we have 3 options from Seadramon. Now, each of these are actually quite good. Let's start from the bottom. I want an item. He gives you 1 item, and that is his Digivolution item. So if you have a rookie and you use it, you will turn it into Seadramon, which is actually a pretty nice feature. Teach me a technique. This is where Seadramon will teach you 1 ice technique, and then fuck off back into the water. He will teach you, I believe, from weakest to strongest. Now, as we're Birdramon, we're probably not going to take that option. And we're probably not going to take this option either, because if we want Seadramon later on, we will probably Digivolve into him naturally rather than waste the item. We're going to select the top option, Let's Be Friends. Now, what you can do is if you're really, really desperate, or not desperate, but if you want to learn a lot of abilities from Seadramon, you can learn a technique, he will jump back into the water, you can fish him again later on, he will come back and he will repeatedly teach you ice techniques. So actually, it's a really good method if you want to grind that way. We're not too fussed because again, we've got a fire Digimon for now. So we're just going to say that we are friends with Seadramon, and because of this, he's going to give us the blue flute. And the blue flute will basically be used, as he tells us, to call him whenever we're here. So we don't have to fish for him anymore. So thank fuck for that. You mean I can go to the other side? So beyond the lake, there is a strange forest. Do you want to go there now? I think we definitely do want to go there, because this is one of the main reasons that we were trying to get our boy Seadramon in the first place. Let's hop across and see where he's going to take us. Beetle Land, apparently. Let's have a look around here. So we've got a Tentomon. Somebody's going to be pleased that he's in this episode. We're going to jog on up. Now, I think one of these Tentomon actually interact with us, but I'm not entirely sure which one it is. I have heard rumours that you can learn a special ability from one of these guys. And what have we got here? This looks... Hello, let's talk to you. We're between tournaments and I don't have anything to do. So similarly to the arena that we've got going on in File City, we have this big arena here. We also have a doorway to the left and to the right. But I think what we'll do is before we explore either of these entrances, we're going to put Max to sleep real quick. So yeah, it's just like an arena, but it's only on 1 day of the year. And I think it's for bug Digimon only. I don't know if you can actually enter it with other Digimon, but it is a bug tournament being in Beetle Land. So this is actually the music of Beetle Land, which is quite nice. I'll let you guys hear this real quick. Now, I believe the tournament only happens on the 22nd or the 23rd of the year. Again, you guys can feel free to mention down in the comments what day you think it is, because I could be wrong on that front. We're actually going to take a peek into the left-hand room here and find out what's going on. Ow, sorry about that. I keep banging my desk. All this salt from Seadramon. Alright, so in here we actually have a training gym where we can train up our speed, our defense, and Max can need to go for a dump. Now, we don't actually have a bathroom in Beetle Land, so luckily for times like this, we have a porta potty. We're going to feed that to Max and solve that problem right now. So, she actually rejected it. I thought she used it and then needed to still go to the bathroom. I was like, what the hell, Max? So with that, she takes it. Right. Now, back to our main objectives. Let's talk to some of these guys. Quagamon, we will train hard too, but we have to rest. So this guy actually gives us the option to rest an hour. We don't need to do that just now, so we're going to dodge him for now. Hello. Hey, you've been in these bug battle contests, right? The way you are now, you won't make it, apparently. Well, I'll teach you something useful. Do you know that where Kunamon sleeps in native forest? He's going to give us a clue, right, about waking up under Kunamon and turning into Kunamon. Now, we knew that already, but we're going to thank him anyway for his time. I want to beat Kabuterimon. What do I need to do to win? And we have a bunch of options here. Now, one of these is the correct answer, and we know which one is the correct answer, so we're going to hit him with, there is a surefire way, and he's going to tell us that he's going to train with us. Just come to the city. And with that, Quagamon is one of our new city residents. Now, Quagamon is quite important to the city, and I'll show you guys why when we get back in just a second. But first of all, we've got some other business in the other room on the other side of Beetle Land. So this area, for the most part, is extremely small, but to be honest, small isn't too bad sometimes because it lets... So many innuendos in this episode. small can be quite good because it means we can jump around and find where we need to go fast, and we can get out of this area. So in here we've got offense training, HP training, and I think, is that it? We've got 2 Kabuterimon in here, is that right? My maths is correct. 3. Let's talk to this guy first. I'm tired of training, what should I do? Well, I've got something that you could do. So we've got 2 options. Maybe it's a training ground, maybe it's an arena. We're going to click it's an arena. I want to train there, and off he goes. And just like that, Kabuterimon is our second. Fingers today. Kabuterimon is our second Digimon to join the city, and that is one of the, or 2 of the main reasons why we came here, is Kabuterimon and Quagamon. Let's see what these guys have got to say while we're here. The Insect Warrior Tournament takes place here every year on days with 2 2s, so the 22nd. There you go, that answers that question. But only insect Digimon can enter, and that answers our other question. So awesome, we're actually learning quite a lot here. So he tells us all of the insects that can enter, all the insect Digimon. So maybe at some point in the future, I have never actually entered a Beetle Land competition in my life, mostly because it's only on the 22nd and because it is a late game function. Like, we're here after quite a lot of time playing the game, and so normally I neglect it, but maybe we could get around to doing that. We're researching techniques, and it's difficult to master hard techniques. If you have ability, you want to master the techniques, want to master the hard ones, I guess we'll say of course to this. Then I'll try it. You lack defensive power. So that's actually quite a exciting treat that we can maybe come back to later on. I think that you need to have, it's something like 400, 500 defense for that guy. If your defense is high enough, he will actually teach you a special technique. So maybe at some point we can come back. Defense just happens to be Max's lowest stat of all his moves right now, so we're not going to be too fussed about that. Let's dodge past these guys. We could actually fight Tentomon, I think, down here. I don't know how strong these guys are, and I'm kind of nervous that they're actually balling out of control. So let's oh, his name's actually Dokomon in this game, for God knows why. Let's fight this guy and see how we get on. That ability there is going to hurt. Yeah, okay. We're going to medium recovery real quick. Holy fuck, this might have been a mistake. Let's try and finish this move off, this fight off ASAP. Because we might be in a bit of a pickle here. I was not expecting that. That move right there is called Bugs, and it does an insane amount of damage. We want to try and eat our small... We're actually going to spend a lot of this fight using small recovery switch. It's not what I intended, but we're here now and we're not going to back down. Hopefully we can finish this guy off before he kicks our ass too much. That move really hurts and sucks a lot of balls, so we're going to have to burn more recoveries, unfortunately. Are we going to die here? Are we going to die here? Nope, we're good. Everybody relax. I wasn't panicked. That ability Bugs is used by one other Digimon in the game, which I will not reveal at this current time, but he is a massive badass. We don't want to die to this guy, so I'm just going to keep us topped up here. Hopefully we can get our ult off. We're going to get hit by this, unfortunately. Let's use a small recovery because Bugs actually hurts a massive amount. We're going to use a medium recovery here. Bugs actually hits twice, you'll see. Please dodge that. Okay, you motherfucker. Sometimes Bugs can hit twice. Is this guy going to hit us 3 times in a row? God damn it. I think we almost died there. If that second bug thing had hit us. Do we have a Varus to get... Alright, okay, we're actually recovering here. I don't know if we can use... Oh, we are. Alright, nice. Let's try and finish this guy off. I'm not going to get a max range thing because my fingers are getting rusty here. Please die. Okay. Note for next time. Don't fuck with the Dokomon on Beetle Land because they will mess you up with bugs. That hurt. That fight hurt. It hurt Max and it hurt me inside because I didn't think he was going to be that strong. And Tentomon dropped an autopilot, which, to be honest, does not make up for the trouble that we've just encountered, but we're going to take it anyway. So, let's pick this bad boy up and get the fuck out of here before one of those bastards looks at us again. Let's use a Sirloin and activate our boy Seedramon. So just to show you guys, Seedramon will actually come to us again if we play the flute because we now have that item in our inventory, and he takes us back to where we were in Dragon's Eye Lake. So, with that, we can head quickly back to the city. We're going to have to restock some of our health supplies. We're going to dodge these Goburimon here because they are a massive wanker. And his friend. Okay, nice. We're going to resupply our stuff and we're going to have a quick look to see what Kabuterimon and Quagamon are up to in the city. Because these two guys are 2 of my favourite Digimon, not because they are extremely exciting, but because of what it is that they bring to the city, because it is quite useful, as you guys will see in just a second. So I'm going to meet you guys in the shop where we'll resupply, and yeah, see you then. Alright homies, let's have a look at our items and see what we need to resupply. Small recoveries aren't as big a deal now because Max's HP is starting to get up. That being said, we'll still buy a few, and we don't need to buy as many, so we'll buy 5 of these bad boys, and we'll buy a few medium recoveries as well. I don't know if we have any big fights coming up, but it's always good to be sitting on a sort of decent supply. We actually need to replenish our porta potties as well, because we used our last one in Beetle Land, and with that, that should be us for now. We just picked up a spare autopilot. Yeah, we're grand. Alright, awesome. Now, one fun fact is, even though Seadramon gives you the blue flute to call him and travel to Beetle Land as much as you like now that we've actually been there, Birdramon has Beetle Land registered in her index of places she can take us. So, really, if you had unlimited wealth, right, you would never need to use the blue flute with Seadramon unless you like going and looking at his face and remembering all the pain that you first had when trying to catch him the first time. But that option is there. We can use Birdramon if we want. We're going to put the blue flute in the shop because right now we don't need that. And we won't need that for quite a while, I would imagine. Not unless we want to go and get smashed by Dukumon/Tentamon and his bug abilities, which really hurt. They really hurt my face. What are we going to do for the rest of this episode? That's the question. I think what we could do is do a bit of grinding to round the episode up. And yeah, we definitely need to get Max's brains up. So let's go and run in here and do that real quick. And also pay attention to her discipline, because at some point we need to get her discipline up to full. Whether that's going to be through a bunch of scolding, hopefully it's not going to be the case, but over time she will eventually put her discipline up, but we might have to adjust that ourselves because if it's not going quick enough, basically. So let's get our brains up to 200. So spam, spam, spammeroo. We might actually go for a rest here. Alright, nice. We'll use this time to use the bathroom and go for a rest. Oh yeah, that's actually what we were going to do and I completely forgot. We're going to go and find Coagamon and Kabuterimon and see what those guys are up to. Actually meant to check before we trained, but there you are. Let's go in here and talk to Centaurmon and then run back to find those guys. Alrighty. So, our trip to Beetle Land, why were we there? It's mostly to do with these guys, Coagamon and Kabuterimon, who are now chilling in our gym, as you would expect, given where we found them. It's been I've been to the city, but it was too city-like for me, apparently. So I came here. I think Digimon might have been creeping him out a little bit. I've modified the equipment and it's better now, so you can train hard. Awesome. So, Coagamon is going to upgrade some of our equipment. I've been to the city, but it was too city. That sounds like a familiar dialogue line, reused perhaps. So now our equipment is slightly better. When we train using all of our stuff, we will gain slightly more stats. So I think before when we would train brains, we'd get something like 8 and 2 or something like that. Okay, so now we get 11 and 8, I think. Or is it something else? I think we maybe get a little bit less. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. But the point is that these guys have buffed our training equipment, so we will gain generally more stats overall as we train, which is, you know, we're not going to complain about that. Let's get our brains up to 200 here and just tip Max over the edge, which is awesome. We now have a new command. And I think with that, we will spend the rest of the day training. Now, we need to get our stats up still, so let us buff our speed somewhat and keep this up, because Max's speed so far has been her strongest suit and we want to maintain that ability. Feeder, again, keep an eye on our weight. 37, right, this is actually a good point. So Max is going to be going to sleep soon anyways, but we will actually use this time to go across and talk to you guys a bit about how we're going to keep Max's weight in check, because we are now over our requirement of what we need to be. Max is now 37 and she's age 8, so we've still got a few days before Digivolution time, luckily, but still we need to be looking after this weight a bit better. So it's not tomorrow yet, says Vegemon, but still we're going to find something useful here. Super carrots. These are going to be our key ingredient now. Super carrots are pretty expensive, unfortunately, So we're just going to buy a few, and after that we're going to chill a little bit. Now every time we take a super carrot, it's going to change our weight by 3, I think. It's either 2 or 3, and it makes our weight go down. So that is going to be one of the main ways in which we control our weight, which is quite helpful. So I'm glad we have that function now. It's another reason why Vegemon is extremely important to your city, apart from the obvious thing of him bringing you sirloin. What I think we can do is dodge our friend here and head across the bridge into the tropical jungle real quick, because we can use the remainder of this episode to pick up our ability Wind Cutter that we never picked up earlier on in the episode, because I don't think there's too much to do with the time we have left. We will actually be up to something a lot more fun tomorrow, so I'm sorry if this episode's been a bit of a grind, guys. It has been a bit of a struggle with the fishing and whatnot. Let's take off Magma Bomb and head on up here and find out if our little fly friends are kicking about. This might be a Mojimon in here. Is it a Mojimon? You gonna do me like this game? No, awesome. So we're gonna fight these Yanamon in the hopes that they will teach us Wind Cutter, and we can round off this episode nicely. So we've obviously now got our new command, moderate. That's awesome. Let's think about what we're going to be doing next. Let's actually hit moderate, because we need to be chilling a bit and get this guy to actually use Wind Cutter, I think. In fact, actually, this is a really good point. In the last episode, we learned Hurricane, right? But Hurricane didn't actually hit us during the battle. So it appears, again, we're learning quite a lot this episode. If you have the move Cast in battle, even if it doesn't hit you, if they start the animation, and I guess if they finish the animation, you can still pick up that move. So with that being said, even though we didn't get hit by Wind Cutter there, technically I think we still had the ability to pick it up. Let's put Max to sleep real quick, and in the morning when she needs fed, we will start by feeding her super carrots and trying to adjust her weight as well. So let's save our game here, why not, and fight this little guy. Now after this battle, when we reset the screen, he's not going to be here. I'm pretty sure it will be the Mojimon, but there are the Sukimon close to the bridge that we can fight, and I think they have Wind Cutter as well. What are we going to be doing next episode? Probably working towards grinding out Phoenixmon, and after that we can do a bit more exploring, because I would like to spend our time wisely for Phoenixmon. Again, I don't know if we can hit her conditions in the time that we have. I think that we can, but we're going to try our best anyways. No Wind Cutter from this little fucker, but that's okay. Let's head on down, back out of this area, into the bridge area of the jungle. There's something we haven't talked about, is there's a little palm tree here with a gap in the foliage and a little, what looks to be a doorway, and you can actually walk right up to that. That's interesting. Maybe that'll come into play at some point in the near future. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So these little guys, they can actually teach us Wind Cutter as well, I believe, so we're going to fight, and hopefully they can pick us up our last wind technique that we have access to. Moderate, son. Sometimes Max just doesn't give a single fuck. She's like, guys, we've not got time to learn moves. We need to kick ass ASAP. This is one of the problems with having a Digimon with a really high stat and speed. A really high speed attribute. You run around kicking ass all the time. Sukimon, would you please use Wind Cutter on us? I would appreciate that greatly. I don't think you're going to use it. Great. Alright guys, now we can actually show you... Sukimon didn't teach us the move, by the way. We're back, and Sukimon didn't teach us Wind Cutter. She didn't even get a chance to use it, so there's no surprise there. Our weight is actually bang on 35, which is the cap, but obviously we need to rectify that a little bit. So I'm going to show you guys the Super Carrot in action, and we can actually test exactly how much it puts our weight down. I think it's 3, but you never know. Let's check. Our weight is now 33, so I put us down 2. So every time we take a Super Carrot, our weight is going to go down 2, so that's good to know for future reference, I guess. Let's have a wander into the jungle and see if we can find another fucker who's going to teach us Wind Cutter. Dodge past these little bros. I think the Mojimon actually have a bunch of ice moves, funnily enough, being an ice Digimon. So if ever we pick up some sort of water or ice type guy, we can definitely come back here and speak to these fools. Let's run past you. Is there any flies in here? I'm looking for the flies specifically. I guess not. Well, that sucks. Let us head back to the city then. We will use an autopilot because why not? We have a spare one that we picked up earlier. We'll train up until it becomes daytime, which I think it's actually going to be in just a few hours. And we'll come back and pick up Windcutter. So, when we're training, we will focus on speed, I think. Although speed is actually our worst enemy at this point. I never thought I'd say that, but in terms of learning moves is, let us run across here real quick. We could also put up our brains, but I think we'll just stick with putting up our speed. I'm trying to time this trip for when Max needs the bathroom. Okay, we're still good. Let's go again. There we go. Awesome. Let us nip down to the right and back to where our fly friends are. I will see you guys there in just a second. Alright homies, we back, this time with Yamamon, the Digimon who we were actually looking to fight during the day. We actually bumped into a Auroramon on the way here, which is like the different coloured Patamon. Not Patamon, sorry, Palmon. So many P's here. And I'll show you guys that on screen, I guess. But we're going to pick up Windcutter and then we're going to tie this episode out. It has been quite a strange episode and I've had quite a lot of like mess ups in terms of trying to catch Seadramon and things like that. So hopefully you guys didn't mind too much. I hope that tomorrow's ep will be a bit more eventful. There is Windcutter right in our face. Hopefully we pick this up without too much time because we're actually not wasting but we're using valuable time fighting these guys. And that could cut into our ability to Digivolve. So when we pick up the move, I'll hit you guys back up and I will see you in just a few seconds. Alright, that did not take too long at all, thank goodness. Windcutter has been picked up along with a bunch of stats, and that is us maxed out all of our wind type abilities that we can pick up at this current time, so that's kind of awesome. Let's have a quick peek at Windcutter just before we head back to the city. Max needs fed. We don't need to worry about super carrots just now because our weight's still in check, so we're going to use a sirloin. That's going to reduce some tiredness that we've been burning through, which is nice. Let's have a look at Windcutter real quick. So, spinning shot, obviously, Windcutter. Not a strong move, but is incredibly fast and does not take a lot of MP at all. So, for the time being, we can stick that on and maybe get to see that in action. I guess we can just round up the episode here, guys, instead of wasting all our time walking back to the city. We have caught Seadramon in this episode. Eventually, we have picked up our new Windcutter ability. But most importantly, the objective that we set out to get was to pick up our Quagamon and Kabuterimon from Beetle Land. That is out of the way now. I'm glad that we don't have to do any more awkward fishing with the old rod, as painful as that is. Let me know if you found this episode okay. I'm sorry if it was slightly boring. Make sure to leave us a rating if you guys fancy doing that. It always helps the channel out. It helps me and Max out as well, I guess. And it will hopefully let other people see the series if you're enjoying it and they might want to enjoy it as well, I guess. Anyways, enough from me. I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you then. Bye.